Hey folks, bet you're wondering what the hell I'm doing underneath here. I am changing the U-bolts on my Driveline here. And I guess I just wanted to, I was wrapping up, trying to wrap up, and let you know this is pretty much the real life of a lot of us entrepreneurs out here, especially if you own a small business and you want to save a buck. You end up doing a lot of this work yourself. I'm gonna try to do this without hitting myself in the head, and of course I need to have my backing wrench here. Am I a mechanic? No. I just play one on YouTube. Not really. I am what I affectionately call a YouTube mechanic. Meaning, a lot of times I have to YouTube and watch a video to figure out what I'm doing. For instance, on this Driveline, I could not figure out how to get the U-bolt off. And lo and behold, I learned. A couple sockets and a good sledgehammer, you can pop those things out fairly easy. It was still a challenge. But I figured it out. I got it out, got the new one on. Hopefully it works when I get it all done. If you're wondering why I had to change it in the first place, this truck has been down for a long time. And a couple years. This is one of our ice cream trucks. It was an espresso truck for us. But mobile espresso in our area, because it's fairly, I wouldn't say it's town. I mean, it's an okay sized city, but not overly large. It's just a hard gig to get into, especially with all the competition. I mean, the area of the country we're in is like the capital of espresso stands. So we found out we can make a lot more money with it during the summer months as an ice cream truck. But since it wasn't running, I actually used it as a concession stand at a local beach, and it did okay for us. But we want to get it back out on the road, so I had it converted over, had a mechanic come over, because I wasn't real sure. I was going to tackle it if I didn't have a mechanic, couldn't find a mechanic that would come over and work on it. But we converted over from throttle body injection to carbureted, and it starts up and runs now. Well, when he was testing it, I forgot to tell him that I had the Driveline disconnected from when we were towing it. We towed it without the Driveline. So, I should have just left that. Alright, so that slides in and out. I forgot to tell him we had the Driveline disconnected for tow, and when he started it up or tried to turn it over, if you can imagine this thing hanging down here, and all of a sudden you turn it over, and it's not in neutral or park, this thing was just spinning all over the place. So as a result, and many of you probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, as a result, these caps here, they came off, and there's little bearings in there that shot all over the floor and stuff. So And that's brilliant. I'm going to have to go kick that into neutral. The problem is, just so you know, that's not lining up. I don't even know if I can get a good picture of it. But these caps need to fit into that slot. So I've got to kick this into neutral so I can roll it forward just enough to spin this drive line. There's probably an easier way to do it, but like I said, I'm a YouTube mechanic and I don't know all the tricks of the trade. But doing it myself, I'm probably saving myself about $400 or $500. So, anyway, this is the baby. You can see all the ice cream there. So, that is what we're doing. Anyway, I was just kind of talking about how a lot of times, if any of you run your own business, you will know that a lot of these projects you end up doing yourself. So I commend all of you that are out there trying to make a go of it. I absolutely hate mechanicking. Sorry about that. We're gonna see if I can turn that. Oh, there it is. And all it does is disengages the transmission so that the drive line turns. And of course I need to take all those bolts out. I thought I'd be able to switch it out. But yeah, I commend anybody that wants to go out on their own and be an entrepreneur and run their own business. But if you're starting small time, or in the early phases. I mean, when I say early phases, I mean we've been doing this for about 5 years now. I do have a full-time job. This is my wife's main source of income during the year. She does substitute teach, but when you're first starting out, you'll find that I mentioned this on another video, you're running a business, you're a manager, you're the owner, you're an accountant, you're a mechanic. If you've watched my the videos I'm making on converting that trailer over into a concession stand, you're a carpenter, you're maintenance, you're a laborer. There's a lot of roles that you have to play when you're running your own business. And if you are in my shoes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be a fill-in employee when your employees call in sick, or decide they just don't want to go to work because they have something more important to do. But it is work. You know, there's pros and cons. I mean, I work for a good company. I will not lie. I get treated really well, and I get paid well. I get benefits. I get days off. I get vacation. All those are positives of the job, but there's still, I don't know, I can't imagine not having the drive to go out and do something on your own. And I know it's not for everybody, I guess. I don't understand why, but I don't know if it's fear of starting. I don't know if everybody has a drive to want to be on their own. And I don't have my correct wrench here. This is what I hate about being a terrible mechanic, is I'll set a tool down and forget where I put it. And but anyway, I can imagine not having a drive, and I don't know. I mean, that's why I do the YouTube thing. I blog, and which I've been slacking on. It's easier to slack on blogging when you know it's not bringing in any income. I've been trying to get the eBay thing going, and I've been doing. I don't know. I consider doing that part time. I think it's I'm doing fairly well. I'm going to have to eventually stop saying I'm new at it. I've learned enough in the last, let's see, this is May, so I guess I've been doing eBay since November, so what, 5-6 months? January, March, April, May, 5 months. I did a little bit of Amazon before that, not much, but maybe it's December I started eBay. I don't know. It was November I started Amazon, but anyway, I'm enjoying eBay at the current time a lot more. I learned that the merchant fulfilled just wasn't for me. I found eBay a lot simpler when it came to shipping items and not having to worry about, okay, if you want to pull the trigger on something when you're out in the field sourcing for FBA, you gotta really have a handle on shipping costs before you even purchase the item. So you need to know what you're going to pack it in. If you're doing fulfillment by merchant fulfilled, you have to figure out. You have to know. I mean, that's just what I learned anyway. Other people may disagree or have a different idea behind it, but you need to know pretty much exactly how much that item's going to cost you to ship to the customer, the most, because if you can't cover that shipping charge, in your sell price, then you're losing money. It only took me one item to learn that lesson. And books I still do occasionally. I don't do a lot. I left my inventory of books that I have on there. I left. They're all new books, and I picked up at a going out of business sale, and I still get probably a few sales a week. But for the effort, it just wasn't worth it to me. And I don't know if I'd ever do fulfill by Amazon on books anyway, because you get enough shipping allowance to cover. If you're shipping things medium mail, you got enough shipping allowance to cover that. But I started eBay, and they made it so easy. I think they make it so easy. Yeah, there's fees and everything else that you have to worry about. I mean, you do have to worry about shipping, but as long as really all you gotta know is what you're going to pack that thing in, whatever the item is, and put it in their calculator, and away it goes. So I've been doing well with that. And then the next thing you learn is investigation. Yeah, I'm just like you. I watch a lot of YouTube videos out there, watch other sellers. It did not take me long to learn that the game is your own. What I can source here in my location probably isn't what you're sourcing in your location. What another person on YouTube is sourcing in their location, I might find once in a while. So you can't sit there and plan on. You can't plan on these inventories or these items that people are telling you set to buy. It's more on, they use the term BOLO. Be on the lookout for them if you see it, but don't go out searching for them. I try to source a wide variety of items, and I started doing online auctions and sourcing that way, which I'm enjoying the hell out of. There's one actually going on right now that I've got some bids on. But to me, I mean, that's I think that's my niche. There are people that go to bins. There's people there's one about 45 minutes away. I just couldn't see going over there and standing for 45 hours. But then again, I haven't tried it. But I know a lot of it's clothing and stuff, and that's something I'm trying to get slowly out of as well. I mean, I have a lot of clothing items, a lot of items I've sourced out of my home, and it's just I'm finding a higher profit margin on other things. And it could just be the time of the year, but I hear a lot about clothing sales declining in the summer months, and that may be what I'm experiencing. But this is my first year doing it, so I can't speak from experience. I just know that things aren't selling as quick as I want. So if they're not selling as quick as I want to try to source things with a higher profit margin. I mean, I turned a pair of skates I paid less than $1 for at the auction, and ended up selling one pair of them for $75. That was gross. I mean, it was $75 free shipping. So, I probably made around $50 off the sale. If I could pull more of those items, I know that's what everybody wants to do. I just I find that clothing, although I know brands to look for, I just some of the brands to look for, they still the thing is when you look at your when you're doing your research and you're pulling comps, I mean, you don't just look at the sold listings. Yeah, that'll give you a good idea of what the price is bringing for that item. But you may be sitting on that item for 6 months because the number of items that are for sale still is so high that it's going to take a while before it gets down to yours. That's how I see it. It's that whole, what it is. It's supply and demand. Yeah, there may be demand out there for it, but if there's enough supply, higher enough supply, it's going to take longer for you to sell, unless you got that one unique item that 10 million people are looking for. I mean, it's not going to sell overnight. But it's really a crapshoot. But it's fun as hell. I have to tell you, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. If any of you are doing it already, it's a thrill of the hunt. That's the best part of it. I love shipping. I love knowing that someone's going to get the item that I was able to find, and that means the close of the transaction. Granted, you don't have a return, which I've had a couple, but knock on wood. I don't have any wood here to knock on, but I've had a few. But anyway, this is I don't even know what the hell to call this. This is life as an entrepreneur, small business entrepreneur, and that's it. I'll catch you next time. Later.